Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. I want to get one piece of the fundraising out of the way tonight because I always forget. I'm not going to fundraise. But is that I want to take a moment for all of us collectively to thank all of the volunteers that make all of this happen. I can't enumerate them all, but Jamal, Brother Shawqat, Sister Zamruda, Riyal, Yasin, the other Yasin, and on the list goes. All of the people that volunteer their time. An institution like this, an organization like this cannot happen unless we have people that volunteer. And many of the times, we not only do not see them, but many of the times they don't even make it to all of the prayer or all of the rakat because they're outside, getting people out of the mud and whatnot. So thank you to all of them. As the Prophet ﷺ said, Sayyidul Qawmi khadimuhum. The best of the community are those that serve the community. So these volunteers are the best of our community. So on my behalf, thank you. Jazakumullahu khairan. Brother Roman, Brother Muhsin, all of these people are sacrificing so much time for all of this, cleaning the masjid. So thank them, and rather than be frustrated, as sometimes we are with the parking situation, just think about the volunteers and the time that they take. If you're from my generation, you grew up watching a lot of Ken Burns documentaries. And the Civil War is a particular favorite of mine. I watch it every year around November. I probably could recite the whole thing by heart by now. And everyone knows my love of the author Shelby Foote. But one of the things that this is not an endorsement of Ken Burns, but one of the things that Ken Burns said that really stuck with me all these years is he always says that real meaning only accrues through time. So in defending the medium of the documentary, which takes time, there are several episodes, I think 9, 10 episodes, each episode's like at least an hour long or an hour and a half. It takes time to get all of that meaning. And that's really an important lesson in life, that if you want real meaning out of something, it takes time. You can't just have a quick fix or a quick solution all the time. And in the month of Ramadan, it's one of those moments where you think about that, where you're fasting every day. Maybe each individual day, it's not like the best fasting day. Maybe you didn't get the best insight. But at the end of the month, when you accrue all of those days together, there's something that's so special. Sometimes you can't really articulate how happy you are, how light you feel, how optimistic you are, etc. So real value happens through time. Now, one of the characters in the Quran that really is the poster prophet of this is Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam, who we just read about. I mean, the man alayhi salam, from the ulul azm, from the prophets of great resolve, over 900 years. 900 years saying the same thing. Ya Rabbi inni da'awtu qawmi laylan wa nahara. He said, Ya Allah, I called my people night and day. فَلَمْ يَزِدُهُمْ دُعَائِي إِلَّا فِرَارًا. But every time I talk to them, they only go away. To the point where they would literally put their fingers in their ears and cut off pieces of their clothes and stuff it in their ears so they wouldn't hear what he had to say. They were fed up with Nuh, and they would make fun of Sayyidina Nuh. When he started building the boat, on a mountaintop, he wasn't building the boat near a body of water, they made fun of him. أَسِرْتَ نَجَّارًا بَعْدَ أَن كُنْتَ نَبِيًّا. Now you're a carpenter, yesterday you were a prophet, they would make fun of him. What does he say after he complains to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about that? ثُمَّ دَعَوْتُ قَوْمِي. What is it? لا وبعد فَيَمْزِلُ دَاعِي إِلَّا فِرَارًا كُلَّمَا دَعَوْتُهُمْ جَعَلُوا أَصَابِعَهُمْ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَاسْتَغْشَوْا ثِيَابَهُمْ وَأَصَرُّوا ثُمَّ إِنِّي دَعَوْتُ قَوْمِي جِهَارًا. He says, and despite all of that, I continue to call my people publicly and out loud. He was persistent. Consistency is your secret weapon in life. Your spiritual life, your secular life, your home life, your work life, your everything in your life. If you want to be a successful person, you have to learn how to be consistent. And the way you are consistent, they talk about atomic habits and things like that, but before that, you have to have deep inside of you, you have to have that resolve. You have to have that belief, you have to have that dedication that what you are doing is important. If you have that deep anchored belief, the way that Sayyidina Nuh had, alayhi salam, then you will have the spiritual energy to be able to pursue it no matter the obstacles. So he didn't try to do what Allah Ta'ala told him and then he's okay, these people are losers, forget them, I'm going on the boat. He didn't do that. He kept making the dua, he kept making the da'wah, he kept asking Allah for assistance, he kept calling his people. And even when he built the boat, he built it so people could come with him. They didn't want to, even his own family didn't want to come with him. Some of his family didn't go with him. So he kept going until the last minute. And even after the flood and even after his son perishes, he still asks Allah Ta'ala to have mercy on his son. Until Allah Ta'ala tells him, don't ask about what you do not know. So then he makes, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. So if great meaning accrues through time, and we have this example of Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam, which obviously none of us will live that long and none of us have that kind of task, then we come to our own little piece of life, what we occupy, and we ask ourselves, do we have what it takes to keep going, to be consistent? There is a lot of negativity outside. Outside of this beautiful space, there's a lot of negativity. People say things, people innuendo things, people conspire, the news, so we've been talking about this frequently throughout the month. Is that the kind of stuff that's going to put you down and make you kind of, buckle? Or are you going to be like Sayyidina Nuh, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be the good that I want to see in the world. I'm going to be that change. I'm going to change myself and I'm going to ask people to change around me and I'm going to keep going. But that only happens, as I said, if you have that deep, deep spiritual connection. And that's why our spiritual connections, our acts of worship, our devotional work, our dua, things like Ramadan, it's so critical for us because it's what gives us the fuel to keep going. It gives us the strength to keep doing what we need to do, to charge forward. So Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam is one of the great, obviously the great prophets, but he's also a great lesson in perseverance and in the art of being consistent. So something for us to plan and look forward to. Last thing I'll say, a fiqh minute. I wanted to talk a little bit because I was talking with somebody before prayer about the lines of the prayer. Okay, we'll go over this again because we had a little fun with that last year. Okay, now remember, when you walk into the masjid, the men form the line in the front first, and then they go back, and then the women start in the back and they go forward, and that's how we fill up the space. Okay, in this hall. If the hall is like down the middle, it's a different format. I'm just saying in this space, we're going to start this way, and we're going to meet in the middle, and we have these lines on the carpet. You can see where the pattern of the dots stop, and there's kind of a line that goes here. Remember, we want to place the heel on that line because the heel on your foot is right below your shoulders. So if you were to stand straight, you want to put your heels below your shoulders. This is the straight posture. And when you put the heel on the line, because everyone's foot is a different size, that's the part when you line up heel by heel by heel, that's how the line is straight. And if you see a gap, you're going to go, to the line in front of you. You don't have to step on your neighbor's foot. You don't have to have your toes interlocked with their toes. You don't have to have your arms interlock with their arms. We've talked about that. It's about standing shoulder to shoulder, that we are straight. But how do you stand straight? It's when your heels are below your shoulders. And if I'm like that, and the person to my right is like that, and the person to my left is like that, and our heels are on the same spot, we will then form a straight line. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Also, this is it. We're not going to give you guys more space. There's no more building H, LMNOP, QR. This is it. It's this space, and that's what we get. Alhamdulillah. So we have to all coexist with this space. We have the sisters. Look at that. We gave them this whole mezzanine upstairs, mashallah. They can throw popcorn at us and tomatoes at us. They're lounging out there, mashallah. There are no wall. We didn't put the women in a tin can out in the boons as other some masajid, because that's a bid'ah. This was the mosque of the Prophet ﷺ was like this. The men and the women were together. And the women would stand up and yell at the Khalifa or argue with the Prophet ﷺ, and you guys argue with me all the time, alhamdulillah, we all enjoy it. But because the space is on the small side, given the numbers of people, we just also want to be mindful. If you come into the main hall and it's over, like yesterday, I played in the basement. It's okay. It's not like your reward is less if you pray in the basement. Actually, the basement is kind of cool because it's cool, and it's a little weird because the lights are off. I almost fell asleep, but I think that's an aesthetic that they want downstairs. Building A, upstairs and downstairs. So if you come into the hall and it's too crowded, it's okay. You can go downstairs or you can go to the other building and you can pray upstairs or downstairs to be mindful that everyone has enough space to pray. Okay, so tomorrow is the big night. So we'll make it count, inshallah. We have much more to share with you all. Please come with your families, your loved ones, and let us try to, inshallah, make this weekend one of the best weekends of our year, inshallah. We ask Allah Ta'ala to accept from us our fasting and our devotional works, and to bless Imam Rifai, Imam Anas for all of their efforts, and their families for their sacrifices. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.